Okay, here was a game request by Leo5880 from the Dan Heisman Learning Center for a game he played. Uh, let's go through it. Okay, so here, white deviates early. Now, generally speaking, white is going to play knight c3, and then black has three terrific choices here. He can play the knight orf variation, the dragon variation, or I guess the Scheveningen variation. Now, those are the main lines, and each one has been battle tested for years and tens of thousands of games. So by playing f3, uh, white white basically says let's get out of theory, okay? Although theory may still come about, but at the same time, I'm wondering if this is actually a wise choice for white. Okay, let's consider this move for a moment. Now, as I pointed out, black has three interesting choices. Now, there's nothing in the world making black play any of those three choices now. Okay, black could, because this knight is back. Let's see. Go forward. Because this knight is back here, it's a slight change in the position. Black could opt to do something else. Uh, and I'm wondering if e5 wouldn't be a terrific move here for black. What's white going to do? Well, we don't know. Let's consider things. Um, but before I show you this, let me show you one other line. Okay. Now against bishop e2, e5 is considered a terrific move. Okay. White now plays knight back to b3. And, black is supposed to have full equality at a comfortable position at that. But notice a difference in this position and what could happen after f3. Here, white has his knight out, white has his bishop out, and black doesn't have this pawn back here on a6. So I'm thinking e5 is a strong move here. Now, I don't know what theory says. I'm sure this is not the first time someone has played here, but this certainly looks like a terrific move. Now, white does have an option to go here, but is that really all that smart? Because black is going to get this move in, and should the knight come back to here, I think black could play d5 here with a very, very comfortable position. Complete equality, maybe even the better of it. So, let's look what are his other choices. We could come back here. Well, once again, I would think that black could probably do well with this move right here. Okay, when black can get the freeing move d5 in with the Sicilian, he's usually doing pretty well. Now, what can white do here? Clearly if he takes, this is coming here, and black has a center pawn, white doesn't. Black has open diagonals for both his bishops, just like white does. Black's rid himself of his backward d pawn. This has got to be completely even. So what else can white do here? He could play bishop g5, but I'm not sure if that's that wise. For one, black could play this right here. Now, give up the right to castle. Okay.
Check.
Now that if white wants to double pawn,
check,
he could, but I don't recommend it. Black's gonna rid himself of that double pawn in a hurry, or just maybe try to play against this isolated pawn. Black has a dark squared bishop here, white doesn't. The black king should be able to find safety on c7. It's not even menaced yet, so let's develop something here. Let's bring the knight out. Okay, white needs some development too. He can castle with check.
check.
Okay, so we can check him again.
Check.
So I'll come out here. White can't get at that king. He doesn't have the tools. So we're going to kick this out and develop this bishop, and the rooks will be connected, and black should be fine here. So I don't think f3 is the wisest choice, but I think e5 is a great move for black. Okay, so black says, well, let's take it into territory that I understand. Maybe this indicated black would have played the Najdorf variation of a6 had white played knight c3. Okay, so now we reach a Maroczy bind type position. Okay, so what's black's strategy against this is to play for b5. That's the prep. We're going to play for b5. Okay, now both sides need to develop. Now here, white's ended up losing a tempo. So I have to think that that black is okay here. Maybe white's still planning to bring his queen up to the second rank and castle long, transfer the rook over to g1 and start the pawns up the board. I don't know. It's hard to tell, but white has some flexibility here. But it seems that at first glance that this is a very tricky move. At first glance, it looks like black's dropping a piece, but he has counterplay here. So let's see. What are we going to do here? Let's look at the possibilities. We have to examine queen takes, and we have to examine knight takes. Okay, let's examine knight takes first. Well, black will need to take this. Now, this looks like this knight is doomed. I wouldn't desperado him, because suddenly white is down a piece here, and he has a loose piece. And this knight's threatening to get out of here with knight here. So white would have to take this way. And after this, it looks like black has done fine. Black even has the bishop pair. This bishop's kind of shut in behind the pawns. So he plays queen takes. Now, black has... let's see. Let's make sure. I want to make sure I didn't miss something here. Let's see. Knight takes. There's one other option, though, here. And that's to play a check. Okay, now, if this knight can't get out, black is losing. So, look at queen e2. How does black save his knight? I think this knight's a goner. All these squares are covered. That knight has 8 squares to go to, but everyone is protected, and the queen can't jump up to c5 to protect it. Okay, so the problem for black is that pawn takes, queen takes, and white's a piece ahead. So, white had a win of a piece here with knight takes knight. And after this, you take the bishop to check. And the knight's a goner. Okay? So he took here though, and now he takes here. Now it looks like white's winning a piece here too, doesn't it? Just take this, but black has a discovery at his disposal. This uncovers an attack on the queen and goes after the bishop. So let's see, if white has to be careful, if he puts his queen here, he's going to see it pinned. So white probably has to play a little more modestly with this. And now let's see. Black has the bishop pair and a weak pawn on d4. White has a nice knight sunk into d5. There's a check. Well, I don't know if the check's any good. Let's see. Where do you want to put that queen? You got to be careful here. If you come down here, e5 starts creating threats. The threat is bishop takes check. Let's see. So if White can win this pawn, he's doing great. Let's see. You want to attack the pawn? I don't know. This is tricky. No, it could be close to even. So White doesn't take the knight. He just castles. And Black protects the knight. Now, suddenly the bishop is no longer protecting the knight. And White has given up a pawn, but White has a trick here, trick up his sleeve. Let's see. Bishop takes, queen takes, bishop takes, king takes, rook takes. White just won his pawn back. He has something else, though.
Check.
He's going to do this first.
Check.
Now he demonstrates a fork going this way. Okay, so now on 4c for Black, his knight on d4 is pinned. So he counterattacks the queen. Looks like Black is holding on, but Black is being subjected to an attack here. The queen is getting harassed quite a bit. Now the knight's coming into play. Let's see, Black just bungled a pawn. Well, White does have an interesting threat here. Can Black stop that in any other way? Let's see. How about if we give a check? Now let's see. It's becoming a threat again. It looks like White's got something here. Let's back this up. That's a very long and interesting combination. You know, e5, sacking a pawn, sacking a bishop. Now, if he doesn't take, does White force a mate here? That is a good question. Okay, White's threat is check, followed by queen here, mate. So, for instance, you know, queen f6 does no good because check and mate.
Checkmate.
So the only way for Black to get out of this is to move his rook. Now, check.
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 Now let's see.
Check.
We get anywhere here?
Check.
Not getting anywhere there. Let's see. Rook e8. Well, the king's stuck. We don't have to check with the bishop yet. Let's try this. I want to sack something here. Okay, now let's put the bishop
Check.
here.
Check.
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 Now, this is still protected, and we don't have this check anymore. Here's an interesting check.
Check.
The point is, well, I don't know, you could probably take it.
Check.
And blocks a rook up. So bishop, so king h8 may have been a defense here. You got to make room. But what if we just check?
Check.
And instead of checking down here, just come over here and take this. So that kind of changes things a lot. Now knight c6 is no go because rook takes, knight takes, and
checkmate.
So we gotta have to take.
Check.
Have to play there. Now, let's see. Rook takes, knight takes, rook takes check, king takes. Didn't really gain anything, so this means the queen needs to run somewhere. Comes out here. Maybe it had to come here. Maybe this is a little safer. And we can answer this with this. This seems to slow the white attack down a little bit. The queen f6 just lost a tempo. And you know, this knight e4 is just it's just deadly. You know, this is a strong threat. So there goes a pawn, and mate is threatened. Another knight fork is threatened. White almost has a mate here. He's close to it. Let's see. Maybe not. Let's see. He has that. Okay, so
check.
White does this. Now black has to give up his queen. And white has won a queen for a rook and a knight. And white even has an extra pawn on top of that. So this is a decisive advantage for white.
Check.
And now it's just all over.
Check.
Black resigned here. You know, it's just killer. It's mate.
Checkmate.
The king is too exposed.
Check.
And if the king comes out, let's mate right away.
Checkmate.
Well, interesting game. That combination starting with e5 was pretty interesting. But apparently 18 queen f6 can't be played. Okay, thanks for watching this.